And welcome back to What If. And we're continuing off of the what if Goku had actually gone with Radditz. Now remember in this scenario, it's not that Goku turns evil and joins them, it's like, ha, we're gonna rule the galaxy. No, it's more that Goku and to some extent Gohan were able to appeal a bit more to the familial side of Radditz. Therefore, he was able to convince Goku to go with him, to join him, and trying to at least change Nappa and Vegeta's minds, and try to eventually defeat Frieza and things along those lines. Sadly, it didn't work out in their favor in many regards. In fact, it didn't work out enough that I believe Tien, if I remember correctly, was TM and Chaozu both lost their lives. So, and both of them had already been brought back with the Earth Dragon Ball, so now, I mean, we are going to Namek. It was brought up probably by Radditz or Piccolo or Kami. One second. Sorry, dog was outside. I believe, if I remember correctly, I had Kami bring it up, and basically, they're going to Namek. Now, should know that Yamcha's staying behind, will train on Earth so he can, continue to be strong, be at least the one guy on Earth there to protect it. But Raditz, Goku, Piccolo, Krillin, and Gohan are all going to Namek. Bulma's also not going, because someone brought up a good point that when I asked the question why Bulma had gone initially, it's because she was the only one who could fly the ship at the time. But you have Raditz here now. Raditz can fly the ship. No, Goku can probably fly the ship because it's the same ship they've been using. It's going to be a little cramped, but they've been training. Should know at this point they have to go back down to the 10 times Earth's normal gravity so the others can train and get stronger. And that'll take about 6 days to get there. But they should be able to get there and be able to increase the gravity as they're already in the thousands. After it's all said and done, when they get to Namek, Goku and Raditz probably 200 and 150 respectively. Piccolo will probably be hit about 50,000. Krillin and Gohan would be stronger. He'd be around 20, and Krillin would be about 15,000. So they'd be a lot stronger thanks to the gravity train, but they wouldn't be anything uber tier. So they finally get there, and they sense Vegeta. They actually sense Vegeta's energy, but they also sense Frieza. Particularly Goku and Raditz, as Raditz knows what Frieza feels like as a power level, and Goku had initially sensed him when they met initially, so he remembers that power, and they, I'm sorry, he's like, wait, what? I'm sorry, I'm watching, there was a trailer for something here. The Good Doctor season premiere. I didn't know Lisa Elliston had gone to them. Is she playing Cuddy? Anyway, I digress. So they're basically going to set up camp, kind of like they did. They brought some capsule. They had the Dragon Balls. They get at least one or two of the Dragon Balls. Raditz, meanwhile, is conversating with both Piccolo and Goku, asking why we don't use the Dragon Balls to stop Frieza. So why shouldn't we do that? It's like, we should, but our friends have come first in priority. Plus, we're getting stronger together. We don't necessarily need the Dragon Balls right off the bat. We can get stronger together. And plus we have the Earth Dragon Balls too, so we can use them in a last ditch effort. It's like, oh, fine. Brad still doesn't quite understand the concept of these Dragon Balls, but he's aware that the Namekians made him and aware of the legends. So he's like, yeah, all right, well, I trust you, but I'm still not certain about this. Meanwhile, Vegeta's been going around, collecting the Dragon Balls, wreaking havoc. He is stronger, remember, too. I believe he is his post-Zarbon fighting power level. So his power at this point is drastically stronger. He's around 30,000, maybe even a little stronger, around 30-ish, a little 32-ish. Something along there. He's about that level at the moment. So he's wreaked havoc through Dodoria, through Qui, through Zarbon. He actually has several of the Dragon Balls, but it doesn't matter. None of them will know how to use it. Meanwhile, they sense Dragon Ball. They go off and meet Lord Guru. I imagine it would be Goku, Raditz, and Gohan initially. Piccolo or Krillin. I mean, pick whichever one. They're all going to eventually get their hidden potential unlocked anyway. Actually, so Piccolo and Gohan, let's say, because Gohan was able to train with him for a while. So they go, and Guru gives them the Dragon Ball and says, "Wait, our son's powers, young one." So Gohan gets his air potential unlocked, which again, at times 8, immediately puts him at around 160,000, not even including his potential, which probably, oh god, it was like 130 something times multiplier. That would let's just say a million when it's all said and done, because that seems like the proper area. And Piccolo also jumps to like around 400,000 initially, and we'll also say like 1.2 million. He'd still be stronger than Gohan, but not by much. So they go, and Goku and Raditz, when the others get back with Dragon Ball sense, like, whoa, what did you guys do? Like, they explain what the Lord Guru did. So Krillin, Goku, and Raditz both agree that, okay, we're gonna go. You guys stay here, guard Dragon Ball, just to check in. It's like, yeah, he's waiting for you. Go ahead. So he goes, and Piccolo, I keep going up. Goku and Krillin and Raditz go. Raditz is like, could it really be possible? Then again, I didn't think the gravity training was possible, so who knows? And then first unlock, he watches Krillin do it, and they feel Krillin's power jump to about, 8 times that is 120? Jumps to 120. It's like, whoa. And Krillin only took like a 42 something, or like a 40 something increase, or 40 times increase, like 42, I think, something like that. It was in the 40s. So ultimately, his power would increase to 600,000. Raditz and Goku both go up, and again, their power, there's no way to really guess where their power would truly lie. I'm sure Goku has more potential than Raditz, and maybe more potential than Gohan. We know he eventually did, but it's a little tough to call on that one. Anyway, times 8, that would put Goku at 1.6 million. When it's all said and done, we'll put him, for the sake of a relatively solid number, around 5 million. Reds likewise goes up pretty solidly. Times 8 would be, again, 1.2. He'd be around maybe 3 million. He'd be around Goku's level. But remember, Goku doesn't know the Kaioken at this point either. He has not learned that or anything like that. So basically, they go back, and the Ginyu Force shows up because Frieza's like, it's like, get the Dragon Ball for them. So they meet up. Meanwhile, Vegeta ends up meeting up with them as well, looking for the Dragon Ball. So it all converges in this case. He's like, damn the Ginyu Force! It's like, it's Vegeta. It's time for you to know. It's a Raccoon, and it rhymes with doom. And you're gonna. And meanwhile, they're all just staring like, what's going on here? It's like, yeah, that's Raccoon. Don't worry about him. He's and then Raccoon kind of starts to curb stomp Vegeta a little bit. He's like, hey, Guldo, why don't you take care of this the run? It's like, oh yeah, with my psychic power thing, that thing I do, freeze time. So Guldo tries to step up to the plate, but because their power is just at this point, they flex it a bit and just scare the piss out of everyone. Everyone there is like, oh, what the hell? Then just basically the Ginyu Force gets their shit wrecked, and Vegeta's also like, so yeah, we don't know the password, and then they go back to Frieza's ship, kind of kick the crap out of all the guys there. They go get Dende. It's getting a little late. I'm a little on the tired side. I still got to do the who would win. So they get Dende. Dende comes, and they start to wish. They wish back Tien, and they wish back Chaozu. And at that point, they talk about what the final wish should be, because they do have the Earth Dragon Balls they can use, and they still have a ship. So they discuss the wish, but while they're discussing it, Vegeta's like, I want the Immortal, give me the Immortal. And then, but everyone just like flexes their brows like, no. Like at this point now, even with Vegeta maybe recovering a bit, thanks like a Zenkai from after his beating from Raccoon, just a tad bit, he wouldn't be any match for any of them. Not even Krillin at this point would he be a match for. So and he's just like, crap. But before they can, even if they decide on the wish, it won't matter because the Guru dies, and Frieza goes, "Oh no, please give me some ideas." So now Frieza's there. Unfortunately for Frieza, every single one of them at this point is probably stronger than actually even his second form. So that being said, they still feel his power and they're impressed. But Goku kind of just like, so who's going to take him on at this point? Because he can sense that they're all strong enough to take him on at this point. No problem. So I was kind of just like, but Dad's just like, well, what do you think, Radz? You go Piccolo, you want him? Yeah, a little bit Krillin? Well, actually, you know why? Maybe, sure. So they're just, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I don't know. Let me do a random one here. Let's see. Krillin, Goku, Gohan, Piccolo, Radditz. So Gohan is able decides to go. So wait, you were doing one at a time, really? Oh, let me show you monkeys and you slugs how it's done. Actually, I'm just a human. Did you evolve from an ape? Yes, monkey. Which, too, technically speaking, yeah, we're monkeys in that sense. If you believe that we're not monkeys and we came from Adam and Eve, good for you. So anyway, Gohan comes in, and at this point, yeah, his powers, remember, somewhere in the, where did I say it'd be? 1.6 area? 2.2? Yeah, where the hell did I say it would be? 1.6, and then with the Zenkai, or the overall, yeah, it'd be, relatively speaking, like 1.2, maybe even 2 million. So he comes in and he starts beating the ever-loving crap out of Frieza. Plus, he's seen what Frieza's done. He's got a little bit of rage to vent on him. So he's starting to just wail the hell on him. Frieza's now just like, what is this? What is this shot? Fine. And then he just powers up, and then the energy's coming off him in waves. It goes to second form. It's like, yes, now it's time to show you teach this brat a lesson. Then comes in, Gohan just dodges and what? And then Gohan still proceeds to beat the crap out of him. Krillin decides to join in. At this point now, they're like, nope, we can't take the risk, Gohan. We need a Destructo Disc. So, he comes in, still cuts off Frieza's tail. Frieza's about to basically power up to a third form, but as he's powering up, he suddenly just hears, I can't remember, Masenkapo, the basically special beam cannon. All of a sudden, poof, I was like, and just nothing. Like, oh, come on, Piccolo, that wasn't fair. We didn't even get a chance to fight. Like, he was powering up to get even stronger, Goku. There's no telling what his true limits were. We couldn't take the risk. It's like, It's like, fine. It's like, that was a low blow, but fine. And now Vegeta's looking. I was like, what? They did it, and the power, and what is this? I don't understand. So now Vegeta's having a bit of a personal crisis here at the moment. So basically, Dende comes, heals them up. It's very sad, but bright side, they basically tell King Kai, or Kami through King Kai, because they probably got in contact with him at this point, to basically use the Earth Triangles to wish back the people from Namek, which eventually brings back Guru, which they transport Tien and Chiaotzu from Namek or King Kai's to Earth. But where does this leave Vegeta? Vegeta probably, after a little bit, just has a rage boost and just like, I don't understand! Ah! It's like, how are you this much stronger? How did you do it? And then Radz eventually just comes in and just, boom, smacks him again. Him and Radz are going at it. And, Goku's just like, this is happening. Eventually, Vegeta just kind of doesn't get his shit right, but he gets put in his place. And in a sense, in the way that it's like Radz finally says, like, look, Vegeta, you had an opportunity to choose. You had an opportunity to be something bigger than even you and your pride, your ego. But no, you chose your way. You could still be a part. You could still bring back the Saiyan race in your own way, or in our own way, with our help, with help. I've learned from being with my brother, from being with my nephew, from being with these individuals, from being with these fighters. There is more to us than just the warriors we could be. So he's kind of lecturing. Rather to this point, he's having kind of like a real moment of understanding who he's become and who he is. And he's just like, no, Vegeta, you can be more than this. You just choose not to be. And Vegeta, for the first time as I was looking at it, it's like, and you can try to argue, before you can try to argue, it's like, you can try to argue it, but no matter how you argue it, I still just beat you. I still beat you soundly for the second time. So figure that out. And that kind of gives just Vegeta that moment of pause. He's like, fine, I'll be good. No, that's not how it happens. But Vegeta's just like, he has a moment like, fine, do you think this? Vegeta actually swallows his pride for a moment, and he realizes, like he knows Frieza's dead. It's like, Frieza's dead. It's like, he'll come for us, knowing his son's dead. And Rad's just like, yeah, I know. But that's only if he finds out. And talking about King Cold, obviously. And Vegeta's like, do you think there's a place for us? Do you really think there's a place for us out on this Earth? It's like, I don't know, but I mean, we can try. You don't mind me if I bunk with you, huh, bro? It's like, oh, well, I don't know. We'll have to ask Chi-Chi. It's like, Chi-Chi's like, oh, Chi-Chi is, that's his mate. It's like, oh, well, why do you have to ask the woman? It's like, have you met my wife? It's like, oh, yeah, she's a bit of a feisty one. You'd like her. So they basically all come to a bit of an understanding, and they all go to Earth. And Vegeta at this point is at least willing to try to let bygones be bygones, if it means he can get stronger and all that. Excuse me. So, we cut to them all traveling Earth. Vegeta decides to just take the Saiyan pod again. They get a little bit of training in on the cat. Nothing serious. Enough to maybe peak them out a bit. Basically where their powers would be. Krillin would be in the low million. Gohan would probably be around 2 million. Piccolo would probably be, at this point, around maybe 2.5-ish. Because he wouldn't fuse with Nail. I don't think he would. They'd even bring Nail back, honestly, assuming he died. 2.5. Again, Goku's probably around 5 million, and Rad's around probably 3 million. So they go, and they're basically enjoying the year of peace. Vegeta's, meanwhile, trying out the gravity chamber. Yamcha's probably around 10,000 for some training because, to protect the Earth. So there's year of peace. Vegeta's adjusting for what it's worth. He will get, and because Goku and Radz are both there now, and Radz, I think, has adopted hanging around Capsule Corp for the time being. He can get some good training in with trained Vegeta, and he gets to hang around Bulma a bit more. And him and Yamcha would probably have, a little bit of a competition. Also, Vegeta's like, I'll have to admit, she's not that bad. She's annoying, but in a hot way. Well, she's annoying, but in a hot way. You're being really bitchy this morning, and not in a hot way. Anyway, so there's probably going to be some weird love square going on. So ultimately, you'll have the year pass. King Cold doesn't really show up. Now, Goku, Radz, and Vegeta, and Piccolo, they're all going to train together off and on with each other. So, you'll have Goku probably hit the 6 million marker. Radz will probably hit the 4 million marker. Vegeta, with training, would probably end up. I don't know. He'd probably hit 1 million, maybe 2. He still wouldn't be as strong as Goku or Vegeta, but he would notice the benefits of the training. This would be something that really he's like, okay, there is something to this now. So I would say, Piccolo's probably close to Vegeta. Him and Vegeta would have a really good solid, because they're the closest in strength to each other. So ultimately, yeah, they would probably be sparring the most. Cut to when Trunks shows up. Now, does King Cole show up? Probably not. Because the majority, if not all of Frieza's forces on that planet would be dead. Therefore, there would be no one to go out and tell him King Cole his son's dead. So ultimately, King Cole doesn't show up on Earth because he has no idea his son's dead. His son just sometimes doesn't report in, Probably just hears from him infrequently and all that. Eventually, he would find out, but probably not till much later, like maybe Cell Saga later. But Trunks shows up, and like, oh, Frieza is not here, and okay, and meets up and he sees Dad, but who is his dad? And says, I need to talk to Goku, and then but first I want you to turn Super Saiyan. It's like, super what? This, yeah, and he powers up, and everyone is just, it's like, and the Raditz and Vegeta both know the legend of the Super Saiyans. It's like, what? And it's like, whoa, I can't do that. It's like, what? What do you mean? You killed Frieza, right? No, actually, Piccolo killed Frieza. Yeah, I was like, wait, in my timeline, you go through the silence, and then he explains the whole scenario. I was like, wow, really? And who's that? I was like, that's my brother. So, that's the way that works out. So now we have the 3 years prior to Android. We'll end with the time skip to the androids on this episode. Now, I always contend that if Goku sees Super Saiyan, Goku is an expert at memorizing key techniques, things along those lines. Super Saiyan kind of falls into all those categories plus a transformation. He would eventually learn, and I think like halfway through, he does eventually learn Super Saiyan. Excuse me. And then for another year and a half, he works on hard on perfecting Super Saiyan. Vegeta sees him do that as well, and Raditz sees that. I think Vegeta actually would probably be the second one because he doesn't want to be one up by Goku, but he probably doesn't maybe like let's see, half a year, or year and a half, so halfway mark, probably a year prior to it, and then Raditz falls into it. So they all eventually do hit Super Saiyan respectively. And with 3 years of training, because they're all really close to each other between Piccolo, Goku, Vegeta, and Raditz, they'd all get a lot of solid training in. Gohan probably doesn't learn it right now just because there was no point in doing it for him. Goku probably is at a solid 10 million. Raditz is probably around 7, with Vegeta and Raditz would probably be almost tied. Maybe Vegeta would be like 6.5. Piccolo, however, would also be around 100 million, give or take, I'd imagine. Because I think one of the reasons he got so strong is because he absorbed Nail, who has inner potential unlocked. So, allegedly. Everyone else has gotten stronger, but just not Android level Saga stronger, or enough to make a super difference. Anyway, that's I think where we're going to leave it off, with them learning the Super Saiyan transformation and getting ready for the androids. So that's my thoughts right now for that. This, I think, is part 3 of this one. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, superhero, magic, what if, anything I do on the channel, put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to that at some point. I'll be back. Well, technically, I'll be back in a little bit with the who would win. But also the Death Battle prediction is up. Or Death Battle prediction should be up today, because we have the Death Battle with Nightwing and Daredevil coming out today. And the first live action one, because they've expanded and made money so they can try new things. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next.